So today's class, as I said, we're working towards a variation of side plank. So there's a lot of core elements involved to get us ready for this pose, and with a little bit of wrist opening as well in the beginning of the practice. Side plank can be really challenging for the wrist, that opening up of the forearms and getting the flexibility through the wrist. So that being said, what I want you to do for me as you are lying down here is to just interlace your fingers. And so take the right hand into the left. And you can keep the left fingers relaxed. And just use your right hand to just massage it, just to bend it and roll it around, bend and flex it. And then do the same thing with the other. And then you can bring the fingers, clasp them all the way in, and then just make those figure 8 shapes with the hands. And try to change direction. When you change direction, it can be a little bit weird, but try as best you can. Good. And then just turn, keeping the fingers interlaced, just turn the palms up towards the ceiling and push through your wrist. Try not to overextend the fingers. Depending on how much computer work you're doing, this might be very uncomfortable. It might feel really good, but you surely do not want to feel any pain. Good. And now bring the hands together like you would for prayer. And see if you can bring your forearms together as well. Now curl the fingers into each other, pushing them into each other, all the way down to the wrists are pushing into each other. So the back of the hands are pressing into each other. And the fingers are pointing down towards your chest. Good. And then do the opposite now. So uncurl them, bring the forearms back together again. Bring the wrists back together, and now open up the hands as if you're going into the Padma Mudra, but you're not going to keep the thumbs and the pinkies together. You're going to extend through the wrist, push through the wrist again, so the fingers are pointing outward. Stretch them out as far as you can. If you were to bend your elbows, bringing your hands towards your face, it's going to look kind of like a really wide letter Y or almost a capital letter T. And then curl the fingers in, separate the hands, and just individually roll the wrists out. Good. All right. Open and close the fingers or the hands really quickly, really briskly. And now bring your arms back down by the sides of the body. So we'll do a little bit more once we get onto our hands and knees, just to really open up the forearms and get the wrists ready. Now go ahead and bring both of your knees into your chest. Keep the right knee in and extend your left leg along your mat. For now, you can allow the lower back to press into the mat. And also hollow your belly out. So imagine, we want you to vacuum your stomach. So pull the navel way into the spine. And make sure that when you do that, nothing weird happens with the neck and the shoulders, like the shoulders start to run forward. So just pull the belly in, but keep your shoulders relaxed and the neck long. Now take your right knee out to the side. Keeping the left leg anchored. And now slowly start to bring your spine back to neutral. So the lower back is going to lift off a little bit. And now bring your knee over to the left. Keep it close to you. So the knee is still moving towards your chest as you twist to the left. And you can look a little bit over to your right. So this is essentially the shape you're going to be in for that side plank that we're talking about. And take an inhale and an exhalation, slowly come back to center. And now go ahead and extend your right leg along the floor. Bring your left knee into the chest. You can clasp both hands around the shin or just above the shin bone, below the knee joint. Pull it in. Now hollow the belly out, so pull the navel way into the spine. Feel your lower back pressing into the mat. Breathe into the back and sides of your rib cage. It's going to be hard to let the belly expand with the navel drawing in, so redirect the breath to the rib cage. And now allowing your spine to move back to neutral, guide your left knee over to your left. If you feel you're going to tip over to the left, anchor the right hand on the floor. Take an inhale and bring the knee back to center and exhale, guide it over to the right, keeping the knee close to you. Looking to your left. Big inhale, and on your exhalation, just come out of the twist. Bring both knees into your chest. We're moving into some obliques. So extend, I'll give you two options. You can bring your knees to a tabletop position, or you can challenge yourself and extend your legs fully. Toes up to the ceiling. Lower your chin towards your chest, keeping space between the chin and the chest. You don't want it to touch. Take an inhale and exhale, lift your head and shoulders up. Interlace the fingers. You can cradle your head in your hands or place your fingertips by your temples if you know it's going to be difficult for you to keep space between the chin and the chest by holding your head in your hands. Keep your elbows wide, so you should be able to see them in your periphery, not because you've got them close towards each other. Take an inhale here. On the exhalation, you're going to lower your left leg to the mat and twist to the right. Don't let the leg touch the floor. Inhale back to center. And exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, center, exhale, twist. Inhale back to center, exhale, twist. Really try to reach away as you lower the leg, nice long leg, and bring it back up into center. Two more on each side. Try not to let the head and shoulders drop back down to the floor. Last two. Come back to center. Extend your arms out. You can keep the fingers interlaced. Extend the arms out so that they're alongside your ears. Pull the belly in. So do that vacuum in again. And lower your legs as low as you can, and keeping the lower back on the mat for a hollow hold. Now take an inhale and exhale, roll to one side. Whoops. Roll to one side. The entire body rolls. Come back to center. Roll to the opposite side. Come back to center. Roll again. Squeeze the legs together. Come back to center. Roll again to the left. Come back to center. And roll up to boat. Whew. Hold boat. Knees can stay bent in boat. Point your toes, keep the chest up, fold it here, and now cross your ankles and make your way onto your hands and knees. Hope you feel your core starting to charge up a little bit, creating a little bit of heat. So coming onto the hands and knees, we're going to do our cat-cow with our hands in different positions today. So for the first one, turn your fingers outward so that your wrists are facing in towards each other. And just as you would be aware of the placement of your finger pads in the bridge of your hand, if your fingers are pointing forward, have that same awareness here. Now take a couple rounds of cat-cow, inhaling, lifting your sitting bones and your heart, exhaling, rounding your spine. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale for cat. Come back to center, and I'll just gently shift a little bit from side to side. Just a teeny tiny movement, not a big sway. Good. Come to stillness. Continue on this journey now and turn your fingers to face your knees. If it is not possible for you to get both of them turned at the same time, turn one, then the other. So you'll do one hand at a time. So from here, go into your cat-cow. Take your inhale, lift the sitting bones, lift the heart, and exhale, round your spine. You might feel, for me, I'm feeling more of the stretch when I move into cat pose. Perhaps it's the same for you. Wherever you're feeling more of the stretch, I want you to hold that position. So if it's cat, you're going to stay rounded with the spine and shift your hips back just a smidge. If it's cow, you're going to keep the sitting bones and the heart up and shift back just a smidge. All depends on where you're feeling. If it feels the same, then it doesn't matter which one you pause in. And then slowly come back to your neutral spine. Very carefully peel the hands off. Turn the fingers back to face the front. And rather than turn the palms to face up, we're going to do another one that feels probably much nicer. Just come back into child's pose. Bring the arms along the side of your body. Your palms will be facing up. You can rest your forehead down. Curl your forefingers into to make a fist and wrap the thumbs around the forefingers. Now continue to curl your fist in towards your forearms and press the wrist crease down into the mat. Slowly release it. And then we'll do it again. Curl the forefingers in, nice and tight. Wrap the thumbs around the forefingers and then curl your fist in. Release. One last time. Spread the fingers out super wide at maximum capacity. And then curl them in. And curl the fist in. And then release. Just wiggle the fingers here. And now bring your arms around the front once again. Lift your gaze and shift forward into a kneeling plank, moving into our modified half series. Exhale, lower into your chaturanga. Inhale, press back up, and exhale, sit back. Perhaps the hands feel a little bit more open, the wrists feel more open, the forearms feel more open, a lot more vibrancy in the arms and the hands. Continue to go through your modified half series, nice slow pace. And you don't have to drop yourself to that 90-degree angle for your chaturanga. Go as far as you feel good today. You're still going to get the strength. You can even just micro bend the elbows. You're still going to feel the strength in the arms. The next time you come forward into the inclined plank, or should I say the kneeling plank, I want you to kickstand your right leg off of the mat. And then slide the left leg back, coming into a modified plank, side plank. So you're going to lift the left knee up, bend your left elbow, and you're bringing your elbow and knee to meet for 5 reps. So go ahead and float your left leg up. Take a huge inhale here. Exhale, bring the knee and the elbow to meet. Inhale, extend. Exhale, connect. That's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back to the modified side plank. Take the left hand to the mat. Come back on to all fours. And sit back into extended child's pose. So we're going to do a couple more of the modified half series and then go back to the side plank for the elbow to knee. Arms are long, fingers are charged up. Take an inhale, move forward into the kneeling plank. Exhale, lower into chaturanga. Inhale, press up. Exhale, sit back. 2 more. Last one, inhale, moving forward. Exhaling into child's pose. And then on the next inhalation, come forward into the kneeling plank. You're going to exhale, kickstand the left foot off, press the top of the foot into the mat, slide the right leg back and roll open. Okay, draw the left shoulder blade back and down. Go ahead and bend the right elbow. When you're ready, float the right leg up. If you want to just hold the plank, you can. Bring the elbow to the knee 5 times. Make sure the touch. So that's 1, 2, ground down through the hand and the top of the left foot. 3, 4, and 5. Extend the right leg and place it down. Take the right hand to the mat and come back into extended child's pose. You can go ahead and come back to that wrist stretch that we did earlier. Arms along the side of the body, curl the fingers in, wrap the thumbs around, and now curl your fist in for a nice little stretch. And then release. Sweep your arms around again. Shift your body forward to the plank and lift the bum up for your downward facing dog. Settle into your dog. And then begin to find a little bit of movement here, alternating bending your knees, maybe taking the feet off, swishing hips from side to side. But really keeping that strong connection in the placement of the hands, trying to draw the base of the thumb and the pinky together. And then come to stillness, sweep your right leg up for 3-legged dog. On your exhalation, step your right foot to the right hand. Once you get your right foot in place, rest your left knee down. I want you to really sink into this lunge. Maybe the knee might even go past the heel. Allow that to happen today. But if you can, draw the right hip back and still achieve that. That's what you want to go for. Lift the chest up. And then you're shifting into half split. But when you do, take the left hand, and you're going to take the right hand behind your left hand to the right foot, and you're going to twist. So draw the right hip back and down and twist over to the right. Yeah. So the left elbow is pointing to the left. Inhale into the low lunge once again, and exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, step it to the top of the mat. Rest your right knee. And again, trying to keep the hips and pelvis square as much as you can. Draw your left hip back and sinking into the lunge, lifting the chest up. So you want to stretch out your hip flexors here. Let's get that nice opening. Lifting the chest up. And the twist is a very basic twist. It's not a deep twist. You're shifting your hips back, lifting the left toes up. The left hand is coming back to help you stabilize. The right hand, you're going to turn the thumb in towards the body. The forefingers wrap across the top of the foot, so the elbow's pointing over to the right. And you're just shifting hips back, and you're turning the upper body to the inside of your left thigh. Draw the left hip back and down, so it's not hiking up. You want to keep the equal amount of space as you can between the last rib and the hip. Take an inhale, slowly come back to your lunge, and exhale, step forward into a forward fold. Now you can bend your knees a whole bunch here, and lift the feet up and slide your hands underneath your feet, getting the toes up to the wrist crease. And you can just wiggle the toes around to massage the base of the hand, and it's also a stretch for your wrists. The more stretch you can get here is through the pushing down of the feet into the hands and the lifting up of your sitting bones. So you can decide for yourself how intense or how much of a stretch you want to get here. And you can also play with it and turn the hands the other way. So the palms will be facing down and the back of your hands will be facing up. So the fingers are facing the back of the mat. And then you can step on the feet, on the hands that way with your feet. Feels kind of nice. And then slowly release it. Take your inhale and reverse swan dive all the way up to stand, sweeping the arms around and up, bringing them to meet in prayer. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. So if you didn't quite make it to the top of your mat, you can take another little step. Just take a look down at your feet and make sure that they are creating 2 number 1s. And if you need to go a little bit wider than hips distance, go right ahead. Take an inhale, circle the arms around and up. On your exhale, hinge at your hips and come into a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Step your right foot back for your lunge. Resting the knee down if you wish, or not, up to you. Go ahead and bring the arms up. Planting the hands and stepping back either into extended child's pose or take downward facing dog. You can always modify the first round if you wish. Roll forward into your planks, rest the knees if you like, and then lower into your chaturanga. Take it into cobra pose or upward facing dog, and then exhale into downward facing dog. Stepping your right foot to the top of the mat. Left knee can rest if you wish, and then go ahead and bring the arms and upper body up for your lunge. Fingertips to the floor, step your left foot forward. Bend the knees, inhale, reverse swan dive up. Bring the palms to meet and exhale, sit back into chair. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Big step back with your left foot for your lunge. Arms up. Planting your hands, downward facing dog. Find pose on your in-breath. Exhaling into your chaturanga. Inhaling, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot to left hand. Once you're steady and stable here, go ahead and sweep your arms up. Fingertips to the floor, step your right foot forward. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, into chair. Off you go again. Inhale, stand tall, sweep your arms around and up. Exhale, into the fold. Inhale, halfway lift or monkey. And exhale, fold. Good. Step your right foot back, lunge pose. Sweeping the arms up. Enjoying the stretch. And exhale into downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra pose. Exhale into downward facing dog and sweep your right leg up for 3-legged dog. Step your right foot to the top of the mat. Come up onto the left fingertips. Take an inhale, and on the exhalation, reach the right arm up. Take the right fingertips to the floor. Take an inhale here. Exhale, step your left foot forward, moving into your forward fold. Inhale to rise up to stand. Exhale, chair. Last round on the left side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Left foot steps back. Arms up. Downward dog. Take your plank. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. 3-legged dog with the left leg. Left foot to left hand. Rise up onto the right fingertips, so tent the fingers, push down so you get some strength. Take an inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, open up to the inside of the left thigh, draw the left hip back. Sweep the arms around, plant the left fingertips, sorry. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale into the fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, chair. Inhale, circle your arms around and up, bring your palms to meet. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. If you need a quick sip of water, go ahead and take it now. Or if you need to wipe your brow, go ahead and do that. I didn't even check to make sure that you guys could see me properly. Just too busy worried about black holes and microbes. Okay, let's open that back a little bit. So coming back to the top of your mat in your mountain pose. Feet are at hips distance. Take an inhale, sweep the left arm up, and exhale, move into a side bend, lateral flexion. Keep breathing deeply and fully here. Inhale, reach back up to center. Exhale to release, changing sides. Inhale, right arm lifts. And exhale over to your left. Big breath in and fill up. Big exhale, release. One more inhale and exhale in your side bend. And then inhale to lift back up to center and exhale to release. Bring your arms around behind you and interlace your fingers. Have a little bit of a bend in the knee, maybe step the feet a teeny tiny bit wider than hips distance, but still maintaining that parallel position of your feet. Chest expansion, so bend your elbows. You're going to take a big breath in and root down into the legs and the feet, and on the exhale, lift the chest up. Move the arms a little bit away from you so you feel the stretch across the front of the chest and the shoulders. Take another inhale, see if you can go a little bit longer, lengthening out of the waist or the pelvis. And exhale, lift the chest up a little bit more, or maybe move the arms back a little bit further. Take a big breath in, lift the heart up. On the exhalation, hinge at your hips. Weight will be in the heels. Bend the knees a whole bunch and come forward into forward fold. Keep the fingers interlocked. So your arms are moving up and over to stretch your shoulders out. I want you to relax through the neck so your head can just be heavy and loose. So we're moving into a twist in this forward fold and with the arms as they are. So listen carefully. You're going to take an inhale. And when you inhale, the spine will extend. So take your in-breath, feel the chest lift. On the exhalation, you're going to bend your left knee, straighten up the right knee a little bit more, and guide your bind, the hands over to the left. So you're looking up over or towards your right shoulder. If you're not sure what I'm saying, you can always take a look at me. Okay. Take an inhale and exhale, bend your right knee and slowly come back to center. Let the head be the last. Good, so make sure you have a generous bend in the knees, otherwise this is not going to really make much sense. On the in-breath, you're going to feel the chest, the spine expand and the chest is going to move forward. You're almost coming into that flat back, pretty much. So take your inhale, come into that flat back. On the exhalation, bend the right knee a little bit more, straighten out the left knee, and start to twist to your left. Take an inhale. On the exhalation, come back to center, bending both knees. Release your fingertips to the floor. And then bend the knees even more so you can get your hands down. Step back to plank. Shift forward and come into your chaturanga. Take up dog. And then three-legged dog, right leg lifts. Step your right foot to the right hand. Placing it down carefully, draw your right hip back. Inhale, sweep the upper body and arms up. Exhale, drop the back foot into warrior two. Take an inhale, straighten out your right knee. Exhale into triangle, Trikonasana. Ooh. Did you guys hear that? Little bit of a click there in my hip. So you want to draw your right hip back and under you. And the upper body is going to move in the opposite direction when you do that. On your next inhalation, bend the right knee and lift up, back to warrior two. Exhale, flip the palm up, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Right forearm to right thigh, left arm alongside left ear. Press the forearm into the thigh. From here, we're moving into a funky side plank. So you're going to take an inhale, come back up to warrior two. On the exhale, partner the hands down to the mat. Pick up the back heel pivot, turning the toes to face forward. Pick up the right toes, pivot on the heel, and as you're doing that, drop the left heel onto the baby toe side edge and drive the right heel halfway down the mat. And reach the right arm up. Draw the left shoulder blade back and pin it to the back of the rib cage. Lift the hips up. Squeeze everything. You can always skip it and go into downward dog. Take an inhale. Exhale, hold it one more time. Big breath in, rest the right hand down, and exhale, step the right foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. You can always modify. Lower into your chaturanga. Take up dog or cobra. Exhale, press your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Step your left foot to the left hand and sweep up into your lunge. Drop your back heel, opening up for warrior two. Take an inhale, straighten out your left knee. Exhale, triangle. Hand to shin, floor, block. Inhale, warrior two, flip the palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, funky side plank. So cartwheel the hands down. Pick up the back heel. At the same time you're pivoting on the front heel, you're pivoting on the ball of the back foot. Once you drop the right heel, just drag the left foot back so it's halfway down the mat. And the left knee's going to be stacked over the left heel. You're pushing into the baby toe side edge of your right foot, lifting the hips up. Draw the right shoulder blade back and down. Feel it. Connect to the back of the rib cage and then reach the left fingertips up. If that's too much for you, just come into downward facing dog or take child's pose. Keep breathing. Big inhale. Last exhale here. Inhale, plant the left hand. Exhale, downward facing dog. Choose to do your vinyasa or choose to rest. It's up to you. If you're going to flow, move forward into plank. Lower into your chaturanga. Take upward facing dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Bit more core work coming up now. So you're going to take the right leg up for three-legged dog. And you're bringing your right knee down the center line. Right leg back up for three-legged dog. Right knee down the center line. Bringing the forehead and the knee towards each other. Inhale, three-legged dog again. And exhale, bring the knee into the forehead. One more time. Big breath in, reach it up. Bring it to the forehead and now hold it there. Hold the knee in, do not let the foot come down to the ground. I'm just gonna come off my mat a little bit to give myself a little bit more room to play with. So you're in a plank and the knee is in close to the forehead. You want to drop the left heel, turn onto the right side, extend the right leg out, push it down for fallen triangle. Left arm alongside left ear. Everybody with me? Let's just take a peek. Good stuff. Yeah, just checking, making sure everybody's there. Good. From here, bring the left hand down to the mat. Bring the right knee back into the chest and sweep it back up. Sweep it back up for three-legged dog. Good. And now step your right foot forward and come into your lunge. I know, that was a mouthful. Don't study it. Come on up. Hold your lunge. So I want you to wiggle your back foot to the point where you can get your heel to be over the ball of the foot. And then you're going to draw the right hip back to keep the hips and pelvis square. So you see how I'm bending my knee a little bit? Keep that bend if you feel compression in your lower back. If your lower back is fine, try to pick that inner thigh up. Lift up out of the pelvis and reach up towards the fingers, towards the ceiling. So you should be feeling this stretch from just by your here all the way down, maybe even to your kneecap. Take a big breath in, lift up. On the exhale, drop the back heel, open up into warrior two. You got a twisted balancing pose coming up. We're going to flow into it effortlessly from reverse warrior. So get ready to turn your right palm to face up. Take an inhale here, exhale, reverse your warrior. Let's hold it here for a couple of breaths while I tell you what you're going to do next. From your reverse warrior, you're going to pass through warrior two. Reach that cartwheel action. Reach your left hand for the upper left-hand corner of your mat and float your right leg up into revolved half moon. Wait, yeah. In my head, it makes perfect sense. Let's see what happens. Get ready, ladies. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel. Actually, it's the left leg. Cartwheel, reach the left hand up. Transfer the weight into the right leg. Float your left leg up. Draw the right hip back. Take an inhale, nice long spine on the exhalation. You can move from the base of the spine first, the rib cage, neck, and lastly the head to look up towards. Now you're just looking in that general direction of your right hand. I don't expect you to torque your neck and eyeballs to see your hand perfectly. You just want a little bit of a twist. You got to pull your right hip back so you're not really lopsided. One more big inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, plank. If you're taking the vinyasa, exhale into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good stuff. Second side. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Bring the knee down the center line, knee to forehead or knee to chest. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale. So again. Last one here, pick the leg up really nice and high. Roll forward into the plank with the knee in close. As you start to drop the right heel, you're going to turn the body and extend the left leg out. Flex the ankle once you do. Push the hips forward to slide the foot away from you, bringing the hips in line with the wrist. Push the hips up, reach your right fingertip up towards the ceiling. Follow triangle. Again, you can choose to stay in downward dog or a modified side plank here or child's pose. So many options. Big inhale. Exhale, three-legged dog. Sweep the left leg, up and back. Step it forward. Good. You want a nice long stance here for your lunge. So before you lift up, draw the left hip back. Pick the right heel up so it's over the ball of the foot. Hollow the belly or vacuum, if you like that reference better, and then pick yourself up into the high lunge. Good. Watch your shoulders. That's happening. See if you can relax. Just bring them to neutral. Sometimes it might feel better to bring the arms wider. So if you can try it, see how that feels to have the arms up with them wider in your lunge. Okay? So from your lunge, take an inhale, exhale, warrior two. Inhale, flip the left palm up. Exhale, reverse your warrior. So remember, you're going to cartwheel the hands down, reaching to the upper right-hand corner of the mat. Before you go into the twist, make sure you float the back leg up and that the shoulder is over the wrist of the hand that's in front. Okay? So take an inhale, pass to warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down and reach the right fingertips a little bit further forward. Then transfer the weight into the left foot and check where the wrist is in relation to the shoulder. Once you've got them stacked, you're going to go ahead and bring a little bit more energy and awareness into the right leg and kick the foot to the back of the mat. Use your left hand to the left hip crease and draw your left hip back and press it down into the earth. Then take an inhale, nice long spine, and on the exhale, move from the belly button through the rib cage. Neck is the last, head, eyes, and look at the left hand as it moves up to the sky. So don't forget, you want a straight line from shoulder to wrist. The leg that's behind you needs to be be as engaged as if you were standing on it. Take one more inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Choose to flow or choose to rest. It is entirely up to you and how you're feeling right now. We have another sequence coming up that has a little bit of a movement, a little flow in it, plus our wonderful plank, our twisty plank is coming up. So take a moment, have a sip of water, wipe your brow. If you want to see me do the twist first, show me a thumbs up. I saw you, Tomas. I saw the thumbs. I see the thumbs. Okay. All right. So I'll show you real quick. All right. So you'll remember it once you see it. Or maybe you blocked it from your mind. Who knows? So from your downward facing dog, you're going to roll forward into a plank. Actually, I really want you to come into it from three-legged dog. So from three-legged dog, you're going to bend the knee and bring the knee into the chest. I should probably face the other way so you can see. Here we go. So you're going to bring the knee into the chest. And you're going to twist. You're going to drop that back heel. Take the left hand to the knee. And you're going to guide the knee up. And then come back to three-legged dog. You're going to flip it to here. And we're going to flow with that. All right, about 3 times, and then come back to three-legged dog. All right? Do you need to see it again, or you're good? I think you got it. I think you're going to nail it, personally. So, come into downward facing dog. Right leg up for three-legged dog. Roll your body forward into the plank, bringing the knee into the chest. Take your time. Do not rush it. If you rush to twist, you're going to destabilize yourself and fall out of it. So first things first, pivot on the ball of the left foot. Get that foot down, that's your foundation. Keep the knee pulling into the chest. Take the left hand to the outside of the right knee. Take an inhale, exhale. Just gently use your hand to guide the knee and turn as well. Push the hips up, knee up towards the ceiling. Nice, beautiful. Big inhale, exhale, three-legged dog. Adjust if you need to. Take another inhale here. Exhale, flip your dog. So you got to pivot on the ball of the left foot. Bring both feet down so the thighs are facing up as well as the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bring the bum to the ground. Inhale, press up. Exhale, down. Inhale, press up. Exhale, down. Inhale, press up. Come back to three-legged dog. Woo! Step the right foot to the top of the mat. Yay! We made it. Come on up. High lunge. From here, we're moving into warrior 3. So sweep the, I'm actually toppling tree. So bring the arms along the side of the body, transfer the weight into the right leg, float the left. Draw your right hip back. Arms alongside the body, palms will face down. Drop the back foot into a warrior 1 stance. Toes slightly outward. Inhale, sweep both arms up for your warrior 1. Those of you remember, this is when the dreadlock came down to the earth to form the hero, the warrior. Plant the palms and step back. Downward facing dog. Take your vinyasa or rest. You have the other side coming up. If you need a moment, you can come down into child's pose, bring the arms alongside the body, stretch your wrist out. But hopefully your wrists are feeling pretty good from all the left leg up. Bring the left knee into the chest. Bring it in there as close to you as you can get it. Go ahead and pivot on the ball of the right foot and drop it down and push down into your foot. That's your foundation. Take the right hand to the left knee and guide the knee up. Take a big breath in, exhale, twist. Any of them out here will do. Don't try to look at me and do this. You will, exactly what just happened. You will fall. I'm not doing it. I'm watching you now. Good. Now come back to your three-legged dog and now flip it. Bring the leg up and over. Drop both feet down. Good. Inhale, push the hips up, reach the arm above the head. Exhale, bring the butt to the heels. 3 times. Good. Once you've done the third one, you're going to come back to three-legged dog and step your left foot to the top of your mat and come up into your lunge. I promise this is the last hard sequence you'll have to do. After this is just stretching. All sorts of stretchy stuff. Whoa. Hug into the midline so you stabilize. Good. Get ready to move into your toppling tree. Take a big breath in. On the exhalation, effortlessly, fluidly transfer the weight into the left leg. Float the arms alongside your body. Engage your leg muscles. Engage your glute muscles. Come on, get your leg up, 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 up. Not the upper body so much, but yes, the leg. Good. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Hold it while I check what time it is. Oh, wait a minute. Keep holding it. One more big breath in. Exhale into warrior one. So drop the back foot, toes slightly turned out. Sweep the arms up. Good. Big breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Plank. If you're taking the vinyasa, lower into chaturanga. Take up dog or cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. All right. Right leg lifts. Three-legged dog. Bring the knee into the chest. Turn the knee outwards. Place your shin down for pigeon. So the knee's moving to the outside of your right wrist. And then walk the left knee back. You can untuck your toes here. You can find a little bit of movement, settle into your pigeon pose. So there's a drawing back of the right hip and a rolling forward of the left. And then you want to hug into the midline to hold yourself up in your pigeon. Take an inhale, lift up out of the pelvis, keep that lift. And on the exhale, you can walk the hands forward, come down onto the forearms. I know you like to collapse all the way down into it, but if you can come all the way down and still maintain that nice length of space between the ribs and the hip points, go right ahead and do that. Otherwise, stay up on the forearms, keep drawing the navel in, and keep that energy of the scissoring of the legs to close to keep your hips and pelvis stable. You're going to be in this pigeon for a few minutes, so just focus on your breathing. Each time you exhale, allow your body to relax a little bit more deeply. Go to 80% of your maximum capacity here in your pigeon pose. I'm going to take one more inhale and exhale here. And then start to make your way up onto your hands once again. Tuck your left toes under you. Get ready to move back to downward facing dog. Take an in-breath. Exhale, push down. And step it back. Downward facing dog. Second side, left leg lifts. Bring the knee into the chest. Move the body forward. Resting your knee carefully on the outside of the wrist or towards the outside of the wrist. And then resting the right knee and walking the right knee back. Coming up onto the fingertips or the palms, take an inhale. On the exhale, keep that lift and lower yourself into your pigeon. You're gonna hold it here for about 3 minutes. So just keep breathing deeply and fully. Notice where you might be gripping and allow yourself to release. One more minute. On your next inhalation, slowly start to lift up, pretty much the same way you entered. And on the exhale, just drop your left hip and go ahead and sweep your right leg all the way around. Bringing your foot to the outside of your left thigh. So making sure both of your sitting bones are down. And you want to try as much as possible to get the foot down. If the foot isn't getting down, just place the edge of the foot. Okay, so the knee is pointing up. All right? Take the right hand down to the floor or onto the fingertips. So you can take an inhale, bring the left arm up, and exhale into a side bend. So you want to keep picking up the right side of the body too. Try not to collapse into it, and watch the left shoulder. I mean, for me personally, it feels really nice to let the shoulder blade elevate here. So I'm getting a bit more of a stretch. So you can do that for a few rounds, and then you can try to relax it and see how it feels the difference. But remember, the neck is part of the spine, so avoid dropping the head. Lift the head up. Great way to strengthen your neck muscles. And then inhale, pick up. Exhale, now wrap the arm around the knee and pull it into your twist. From here, we're moving into a forward fold, a standing forward fold. So take your inhale. On the exhalation, move from the belly button, ribs, neck, and head. Take the hands down, so they'll be on the outside of the right foot. Yep, lean into the hands. Push down into the right foot, pivot. And uncurl into your forward fold. So the legs will be wide. You can wiggle them wider than hips distance. You're on the fingertips. You can bend the knees a little bit here. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, fold. Grab a hold of opposite elbows. And just let your upper body hang. You can sway a little bit from side to side. Just keep rolling the inner thighs out. Yeah, because we should all be backing me. You would end up backing me, but if you're not, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Good. Release the fingertips. Turn the toes in slightly. So pick up the toes and pivot on the heel. Turn them in slightly. Now use your peace fingers to either grab a hold of the big toe or you can grab a hold of the outside edges of your feet. Take an inhale, come into that nice long spine. Exhale, turn the elbows to point outward and fold. Pull yourself into a forward fold. Any amount here will do. Remember, knees can be bent. The shoulders this time will definitely not be shrugging up to the ears. You're keeping them in neutral. So you're going to pick them up towards the hips and then squeeze into the back of rib cage to keep them in place. Take an inhale, release the bind, lift the head up, and exhale, let it all go. Bring the hands or the fingertips to the floor, whichever can reach. You need to heel toe your feet back to hips distance. Take your time with this. And just continue. So when you came out of the twist, you turn to your left. So keep turning to your left. You gotta move your feet though, otherwise you're not gonna turn. So keep pivoting on the respective ball and heel of the foot until you're back down on the ground seated and your left leg should be over the right. And you're facing me once again. You gotta move the hands and the feet, not out of position, but you are pivoting on the ball of the foot. On the ball of the heel of the foot. Good. Yeah, if you move your feet out of position, it's not going to work. So notice how it feels on this side. If it feels like both sitting bones aren't rounded, elevate your hips on a block, cushion, or your rolled up towel. And then you're trying to get the left foot on the ground, or at least, at the very least, the baby toe side edge of the foot on the ground. Okay? Once you're adjusted and you're in the position, you're moving into our side bend first. So left hand or fingertips to the floor. Take your inhale, sweep the right arm up, and exhale into the side bend. So the left hand is down and the right arm is up. Yeah. Inhale, pick it up. And exhale, go ahead and hug the arm, wrap it around the knee, bring it in so you get that outer hip stretch, left fingertips. See if the left fingertips can come behind the right butt cheek. And move into your twist. This goes really high. Take a big inhale, and on the exhalation, slowly come out of your twist. Go ahead and uncross your legs, bring them out in front of you. Hips distance, or a little bit wider. Toes and knees pointing up, rounding down to your sitting bones. Taking the hands by the side, fingers are pointing forward. Engage the leg muscles, squeeze the glutes, vacuum the belly, navel to spine. Take an inhale, press down into the mat with the palms and lift the chest up. Exhale, hold it here for Dandasana. If you wanted to get a wrist stretch, a great idea would be to turn the palms to face up and press down if you could bear it. It's a bit much, but just an option offering up in case you want to try it. And take a big breath in, reach the arms up, and exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Resting your hands either on the knees, thighs, shins, ankles, or maybe you can comfortably grab your feet without rounding your spine. Take an inhale, lift up, and exhale, slowly release. Go ahead and bend your knees. You're going to lift up, just move your bum a little bit closer to the heels, and then come down onto the elbows. And then slowly lower all the way down onto the back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a hug. And then take it into happy baby. So keeping your knees bent, but just opening up the knees so they're on either side of the torso. Holding on to the outside edges of your feet, or holding onto your big toes with your peace fingers. For the first breath, you can allow the lower back to be pressing into the mat, but keep the shoulder blades on the back of the rib cage. You can rock from side to side as you pull the knees down. And then come to stillness. And now, you want to move your sitting bones towards the front of your mat. So you feel this resistance happening. The lower back is lifting. You're still pulling the knees down. You're getting a slightly different stretch here. Just hold that. Take an inhale. Exhale, go ahead and release. Bring the feet to the floor. Walk them as wide as your mat. Just let the knees drop to the right. Arms can move away from the body above the head even. You can turn your gaze to your left. Take an inhale. On your exhale, move the head and knees back to center at the same time. And then inhale once you've got them back to center, and exhale with the head and knees on at the same time. Inhale, exhale back to center. If there's any other stretch you need to do before you head into Shavasana, feel free. Otherwise, extend both of your legs fully. 1 foot moving to each corner of the mat. Arms slightly away from your body. Palms are facing up. Let's just go ahead and curl the 4 fingers in and then wrap the thumbs around, make a fist, and I'll curl the fist in. And then release. Turn your attention inward. Beginning once again, reconnecting with the breath and the body. Just checking in to make sure that you feel completely at ease and comfortable. And if you're not comfortable being on your back completely, you're welcome to turn onto your side or onto your belly. And just allow the breath to flow freely. And enjoy the next few minutes of quiet relaxation. Once again, becoming aware of your surroundings, becoming aware of your body on your mat. Moving your fingers and moving your toes. Just gently starting to wake your body up. You can take a huge inhale and extend your arms above your head, stretching your body all the way out. And exhale, side out, let it all go. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze and a hug here. Then releasing your feet to the floor, making your way onto your side. Just pausing there for a moment. And then go ahead and press yourself up and come into a comfortable seated position. Bringing your hands together at the heart center. I want to thank you all so much for sharing your incredible energy with me this morning, and trusting me once again to guide you through your practice today. Be free, be true, and always be. Namaste. Namaste, Nico.